What's going on? My name is Louis, and God bless every single one of you. Today is May 12, 2024, and welcome to the Grand Speed News channel. Alright guys, so we have some urgent information coming out. If you can, please share this video. And just looking at this title and this picture, once again, it's not looking good. It says here, Persia lawmaker declares Persia capital obtain nukes. Alright, we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. Also, we have more breaking news updates, so let me just bring this information up really quick. The situation is critical for the yellow and blue capital. Now, the Bear forces crush the second UKR line of defense in Kharkiv. The yellow and blue surrender en masse. Alright, we're gonna see what's going on here, guys. So once again, nation against nation is hitting hard on Mother's Day. And now Persia has, well, we already know Persia was gonna get them nukes. They have them right now. It seems like it's been completed. And you guys already know that Persia was moving quick, completing the big, you know what, Armageddon equipment. They want to drop that on the Holy Land, which again, scripture tells us the Holy Land is not going to be wiped out. It's going to be the opposite. The enemies will be out. So we're going to see what's going on here, guys. Once again, we have this one, and we also have Persia with their nukes. And guys, let me know if you enjoy the premieres. Leave comments down below. Let me know about it. And I do need some moderators. Again, sometimes you do have certain negative comments, and I do need help with that. So for those of you that want to be moderators, email me. Santiago, Santiago, Louis, Luis, 226 at gmail.com. Now, the last video I just posted about the blackouts imminent, some people think it's not gonna happen. Here's the thing, guys. All right, you have certain groups and leaders that want to change everything around. All right, they want to completely shift everything, electricity to new system. That's not gonna be easy, and that's going to impact the lives of many, and some will be in complete darkness. All right, so it's very important that people start preparing spiritually, physically, and mentally. And not only that, the solar flare could also turn off the lights. Power grid, satellites could be impacted. But for some reason, you have certain people that believe that everything is going to be fine. Everything is great. Those are the same ones that told Noah, ain't nothing gonna happen. There ain't gonna be no rain. Everything is fine. You old goof. Look at you. You still building this ark, and it's been 50 years. But when the big drop came down, nobody was laughing. Alright, so again, please share the video. And I got another one coming up. It's going to be over at Grand Supreme News. Alright, so it says here you have... Okay, so once again, Jerusalem, and it says, after the head of the UN Atomic Watchdog Agency warned that Persia has enough juice to produce several, not one, not two, but I think it's 3 NUKES, a firebrand Persia lawmaker declared on Friday that the group of Persia possesses the equipment. It was announced today, Mother's Day. Well, it was on Friday, but the information, all of it, is coming out today, Mother's Day. In my opinion, guys, there's a possibility Father's Day could be a big bang or something. In my opinion, we have reached the NUKE equipment, but we do not announce it. It means our policy is to possess the NUKE equipment, but our declared policy is currently within the framework of the JCP, you know what, A. So it says here the JCPO, you know what, is an abbreviation for the Joint Comprehensive Plan, and you guys already know that, name for the Persian NUKE deal. But the 4-5 withdrew the sleeping giant from this JCPO blank in 2018 because his administration argued the accord did not stop Persia drive to build these equipments. Okay, so under the 4-5, Persia, you guys already know the abbreviation JC. You know what? Persia couldn't succeed because the 4-5 came in and put his foot down and told Persia, "You ain't getting nothing." Man, Persia, they don't like 4-5. They don't like 4-5. They still mad at 4-5 for taking out Salami. I think that was his name. All right, so it says here the JCP, you know what, provides massive economic sanctions relief to Persia in exchange for assurances it will not, within a limited time period, build a NUKE. All right, so once again, guys, big information is coming out. Persia, I do believe they have those big toys. So you have this person here who was reelected to Persia in March added. The reason is that when lands want to confront others, their capability must be compatible. And Persia compatibility with the sleeping giant and the Holy Land means that Persia must have nukes. That's the thing that concerns me because other lands, they kind of, they know not to push the button. Persia, they really don't care. They'll push it ASAP. These are, again, the bloodlines of the Persian Empire, the Babylonians. You saw, again, throughout history and scriptures, what King Nebuchadnezzar and the Babylonians did to the Holy Land. I mean, they completely demolished it. Show no mercy. And they took Daniel, the prophet, and they took many of the Holy Land citizens to Babylonian captivity. So it says here, the Persian parliament member noted in a climb, where the bear has struck the yellow and blue country and the Holy Land has struck the strip, and Persia is a staunch supporter of the resistant front. It is natural for the containment system to require that Persia possess NUKE equipment. However, whether Persia declares it is another matter. Once again, you have this news sent press queries to Persia Foreign Ministry in Persia capital and its UN mission to the Big Apple. Experts on Persia, I'm going to skip that name, NUKE program warned about the seemingly speculative comments made by the leader. Once again, you have Jason, the policy director, the sleeping giant base united against a Persia, NUKE Persia, told Fox. All right, so this person is only a member of parliament, and he's not in the inner core of the regime NUKE decision-making circle. So, while his comments are interesting, I think they have to be weighed properly given his access and standing. Basically, he's the only leader out of the whole group that has nukes. He's the only one that is outside that circle, and he's basically putting all these information, this message about obtaining NUKE. Now, those in the circle, those are pacts. They have legal documents, agreements that they could hold NUKE, and there are, all these rules and policy they must follow. You cannot just push the button. You can't do that. Persia is not in that circle. Persia is outside the circle, and they're like the wolves out there in a cold, breezy, below zero temperature, and they're hungry, and they're again ruthless, and again they're just putting out their message out there to the sleeping giant and the Holy Land. All right, so it says here, just 2 days before this person's statement, again the leader of Persia's Strategy Council on Foreign Relations told the news, I announced 2 years ago in an interview with this news TV that Persia had the absorptive capacity and the capability to produce the big one, the NUKE. Persia still has that capability, but we have not made the decision to produce a NUKE. However, if the Persian interests are warning, I'm going to skip that name, in this manner, we may change this doctrine. Once again, the expert official in Persia have announced that if our NUKE facility will be struck, we may change our military doctrine with regard to the NUKE facility. The sleeping giant based Mid-E Media Institute translated and published on May the 8th interview. Man, it's looking really tough nowadays here. Once again, you have Bronsky said that Karazi's comments are part of an increasingly loud chorus of warnings from Persia officials that they will change Persia NUKE doctrine if Holy Land strikes them. Now, the current advanced State of Persia NUKE program provides it with the luxury to make these warnings. It hopes to deter Western policymakers from launching pressure campaigns on Persia capital. Once again, it says here, critics of the 4-6 Persia policy argue that the sleeping giant strategy of de-escalation and containment targeting Persia atomic program has backfired. Persia regime, the world's worst state sponsor of international tea, is moving at an astonishingly fast pace to secure an operational NUKE equipment. Once again, NUKE security alarm bells are ringing over Persia illicit atomic program in Europe. It says here you have a German intelligence report notes that the group continue intensive procurement efforts by Persia in Germany continues for its NUKE and missile programs. The German expert added proliferation relevant activity by Persia to circumvent existing sanctions in favor of Persia NUKE and missile programs can still be assumed. A State Department spokesperson previously told Fox, as the president and the secretary have made clear, the sleeping giant will ensure, one way or another, that Persia will never obtain a NUKE. We continue to use a variety of tools in pursuit of that goal, and all options remain on the table. It says here you have David, a former senior advisor for non-proliferation and Mid-East strategy for former VP, told Fox that the distance from where Persia is purported to be an actual deliverable device is still a ways away, provided the information that we have in our operating from is correct. Now it says here, and that is quite a proviso. We know that North K, give me a second here, North K have been interacting with the Persians, and we know relations with North K go back many, many years. Seems like North K is helping Persia North K seems like they're helping Persia. I'm going to skip all this and go to the very bottom. The Sleeping Giant based Institute for the Study of Biblical War wrote this suggests that Persia has already obtained or is close to obtaining the ability to procure NUKE equipment. The Sleeping Giant State Department did not immediately respond to Fox. What's going on, Sleeping Giant? You don't want to speak to the NEWS? It seems like Persia might have them already. Now we're going to go with this one here. Boom! The bear is dropping the hammer on the yellow and blue. You can sign all that money. In order to stop the bear, the Sleeping Giant needs to go in. Go in! Come on, Mr. Burns. You be yapping your mouth that you want to stop the bear. Go in. Go in. Stop using the yellow and blue. They're not going to do it. The yellow and blue is not going to do it. See what you're doing, Mr. Burns? You're getting rid of all the MALE in the yellow and blue. How many? 500,000 already gone? Isn't that considered a biblical war? CRIMES? There's a low population when it comes to men now. The bear advance on Kharkiv continues unabated with the forces of North Troop Group crushing the yellow and blue in the first line of defense and heading towards the second line of defense. Information indicates that there is already a breach of the second yellow and blue defense arrangement, with the bear forces heading to the strategically important settlement of that region. Some yellow and blue reinforcements are now rushing to the second line of defense, 15 kilometers south of the burning Volkotsk. Foreign observer now doubt whether the yellow and blue country capital has forces in the region, and Lipsy is expected to come under the bear control soon. The bear is just taking territories, villages. The bear is just going in and saying, give me that. Give me that. That's mine. Give me that. That's mine. The battle inside this region. Which settlements did the bear capture? The bear forces cleared the last yellow and blue aid corps in Volkotsk. Now, sporadic fighting takes place on these regions and processing plant. What? A street and at the Volkotsk meat processing plant. What's going on there? The Bear Ministry of Defense announced that the North Troop Group occupied the settlement of these territories in Kharkiv. Now you have these territories, which I'm going to skip their names, regions of Kharkiv. The Bear Armed Forces defeated units of the 14th Mechanized Brigade of the Yellow and Blue Armed Forces, the 110th and the 113th Brigades of the Territorial Defense Units. The losses of the Yellow and Blue Army amounted to 100, camouflage, 2 tanks, and other equipments destroyed. A Caesar cell-propelled GUN and Vampire MLRS and other powerful equipments were knocked out. They got some crazy name for these equipments. According to some sources, 125 yellow and blue camouflage surrendered en masse, refusing to fire on the advancing of the Bear Army. They're saying, hey man, we are waving the white flag. So what's next? I mean, how are you gonna stop the bear? I mean, we just gonna keep signing and signing and signing checks? Fighting continues in two directions north of this region here. Those are the regions. They're really dropping the hammer. Well, it showed pictures of them surrender. Again, I'm not going to show the picture, but they are basically waving a white flag and saying, hey, we don't want this. The yellow and blue commander said the bear forces easily breached the first line of defense. Stop here. This is coming out from the yellow and blue commander. I say the bear commander, I truly apologize. The yellow and blue country commander said this. The bear forces easily breached the first line of defense. Basically, the yellow and blue has no chance. They have no chance. The bear troops passed through the front line of defense of the armed forces of the yellow and blue in Kharkiv like nothing. Like, get out the way! Because there were no fortification on the region, said a commander of the intelligence unit of the armed forces of the yellow and blue. The first line of defense of the yellow and blue forces was supposed to have fortification in case of any strike by the bear from the Belgorod region, but it turned out that these existed only on paper. This is bad communication. I don't know what's going on with the yellow and blue when it comes to commanders and leadership and all. I mean, but they have no communication. It's just, you know, you're on your own. Do something. Figure it out. As the yellow and blue military said, there aren't even any minefields. The first line of fortification and tanker barriers simply did not exist. Once again, you have the enemy entered freely. Once again, 2 years ago, there should have been concrete fortification on the yellow and blue. And there was nothing. Nada. Zero. The yellow and blue commander also admitted that the situation in this region is very, very difficult. The enemy is gathering reserves. Street battles started and city was surrounded. Meanwhile, in Kharkiv regional, commander has left Kharkiv, the yellow and blue media reported. There are videos here, guys. I can't show the videos due to copyright. But my. They are showing no mercy. Absolutely no mercy. Give me a second here, guys. Something just came up. And something's going on right now. Something is going on. Hold on. This information just came out. I got to remove the advertisement first. It seems like there's some stuff going on. All right. Road opens for VDV and Marines operation. The yellow and blue move reserves from Kherson to Kharkiv. Risk of total front collapse. You have heavy BING of the yellow and blue position. What's going on here? Hold on, give me a second. This information just came out now. It just came out like 2 minutes ago. The yellow and blue military command is making an extremely... Ooh, hold on, wait a minute. They're making their move as it hastily transfer reserve from the direction of Kherson to Kharkiv. We just talked about that. All right, so War News 24/7 carried this information late last night. In more detail, the command of the Yellow and Blue Army is forced to withdraw reserve formation from Kherson in order to transfer them to the Kharkiv region. And you guys know Kharkiv, we just mentioned that. I mean, it's really tough there. So it seems like the Yellow and Blue is moving their man from Kherson to Kharkiv, and that's the really tough area where the strike of the Bear Army is being developed. You know, guys, again, I don't want to see none of those Yellow and Blue forces getting impacted, but I have a strong feeling they're going to be impacted. The Bear is going to take them out. In the hope of somewhat stabilizing the front in the Kharkiv region, the Yellow and Blue capital has already changed the leadership of the local group of the armed forces of the Yellow and Blue. Now, the seemingly logical decision of the command of the Yellow and Blue armed forces, the transfer reserve from Kherson to Kharkiv region may in fact lead to a complete collapse of the front for the Yellow and Blue capital. It may be that the intensity of the event in the Kherson region is noticeably lower than, for example, in Zaporizhia or Donetsk, and it seems that there is no need to maintain large formation here. But this very but may, according to some accounts, be the main plan of the Bear military command as analyzed by War News 24/7. If, after the removal of the Yellow and Blue reserves from their position, the Bear troops could cross the Dnieper and proceed with an amphibious operation combined with an air bridgehead on the right bank of the river, developing a further offensive towards Nikolaev and Odessa, then they would, it is a fatal blow for the Yellow and Blue. Of course, it is premature to analyze the possible consequences of the landing operation of the Bear Armed Forces that has not yet taken place, but the Yellow and Blue general should keep such a scenario in mind. Once again, they're moving the Yellow and Blue forces from Kherson to Kharkiv. Is this going to help? No. I just don't see that happening. Like I said, and I'm going to keep saying it over and over. In order to stop the Bear, you need experts. You need sleeping giant camouflage in there. Because the Yellow and Blue country forces obliterated. Alright, so the former weapon inspector, Mr. Scott, also concludes the scenario of a total collapse of the front for the Yellow and Blue Army. The difference is that Ritter believes that the Bear strike will be in Zaporizhia. Alright, so I'm just going to skip the rest of this here, guys. Hold on. Every time I say I gotta end it here, I'm gonna end it here. I just read this, and again, this is very disturbing here. No wonder why it's highlighted really dark. As we speak, the biblical war of attrition model has the Yellow and Blue losing about 1,500 a day. A day. This number is now increasing because the Bear has expanded its operation in Kharkiv region. So you can expect that number to easily exceed 2,000 a day. 2,000 a day. That's 14,000 a month. 14,000 a month. I mean, how much is that? 200 something thousand a year? Close to 300,000? So 2,000 a day. The Yellow and Blue are losing the camouflage. 2,000 a day. What the Yellow and Blue should have done is to pull reserve and take forces from other fronts, including the Kharkiv front and the Odessa front. Here's the thing. This is a game of chess. The Bear is the king of chess, and they're proving it right now. I don't know who's running the sleeping giant, but man, they are... Terrible. Terrible. They playing checkers. They are playing checkers. I mean, what do you expect? We have Mr. Burns in the spotlight. You think he was going to be some King David taking down on Goliath and the Philistines? What is going to happen is that the Yellow and Blue will be forced to withdraw forces from the Yellow and Blue country capital region and from Odessa, send them to Kharkiv to fill that gap. While doing this, the Bear will launch a second major offensive somewhere in the Zaporizhia region, and the Yellow and Blue will have the following dilemma. If they go north, they will lose. If they go south, they will lose. If they stay in the middle, they will lose. There is no good choice for them. I told you guys, it doesn't matter where they send them. They're not going to do the job. They're not going to do it. They're not going to finish the job. They're not going to beat the Bear. In order to stop the Bear, experts, again, we're talking about sleeping giant forces, but with sleeping giant forces, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be easy because the Bear is not going to back down like that. Then we will see the complete collapse of the Yellow and Blue and its rapid withdrawal across the Dnieper River to create a new defense line. Ultimately, the Yellow and Blue generals faced with the inevitable, I'm going to skip that name, of their entire forces will push for peace. Wow. So the sleeping giant, those in the spotlight thought that in 2021 they couldn't finish the job in 2014 because a 4-5 came in, and 4 years, 2016 to 2020, again, there was some little bit of peace. But those from 2014, the 44th administration, they came back in 2020 or 2021, and they decided to, let's do this again. We're going to beat the Bear. No. The Bear is like, man, you guys will never learn. That's when the big toys is going to come out. The NUKE. So, again, guys, the Yellow and Blue is not going to win. They will not win. It doesn't matter how many stuff is going in there. It doesn't matter if they have all these birds and equipment. It's not going to happen. The Yellow and Blue is not going to defeat the Bear. Which means that Emmanuel came out and said, we're not going to let the Bear win. We will come together and stop the Bear. Which basically what he's trying to say is the Bear's going to win the war in the Yellow and Blue country. But they're going to have to face an ATO now. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is basically WW3. See, right now we are witnessing a land being used as a battlefield, and so many ching-chings being poured in there, and in return, there is 600,000 DEATHS. Everything, all of it, the BLOODS is in the sleeping giant hands. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, please share this video. I want to thank everybody so much for supporting the channel, either through PayPal, Patreon, super thanks, or the super chat. Thank you so much for that. Again, we're still doing the GoFundMe. If you guys want to help out my wife, grandmother, the link will be in the comments box. And thank you so much again for the prayers. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, for those of you that want to give a life to Christ, you can email me. My email is in the description box. Me and my wife are here to help many and to lead many to the righteous path, and that's the path of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida 34691. Once again, guys, $1 a month Patreon. We get you access to our live stream every Sunday. We talk about things that we cannot talk about on the platform. Also, I posted videos today. Those links will be in the comments box. Thank you so much for watching. God bless you all. Put faith and trust in Jesus Christ, for he's the only way, the truth, and the life. No one gets to the Father but through Jesus. Thank you so much for watching. Till next time later. Peace.